Grandpa was in Japan. They had a place, and it could have been in the Philippines, I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure it was in Japan because he came home from there. So they might have had, he said they had rows and tables of all rifles and everything they collected from the Japanese. And Grandpa saw these two officer swords they wore in for their dress uniforms, and he took those. They were about yay big. And then he wanted a gun, but he didn't want a big gun because that would be hard to carry. So he found I believe it's a 30-30, but it was short. It was about, just fit over your shoulder and stick out. And the reason he got that is it would fit down in his duffel bag without sticking out too far. And he could carry it home that way a little easier. And he took that gun deer hunting several times. But the year that he took Mom deer hunting, he gave it to her because it was short and easy to handle. And she got the deer. And he didn't. And they lived at different farm places. And at one particular farm place, they had a house, but it wasn't big enough for all their boys. They had 7 boys. And my dad was the next to the youngest. They had one younger than him. And he and the younger boy got to sleep in the house close to Mom. But the other boys had to live out in, what do you call it, when the workers live in a bunkhouse, that's what I'm trying to think of. And they had this bunkhouse out there for those other 5 boys. And the 5 boys, it was cold, but they made rooms for them. And those boys would stay out late nights at parties or wherever they could find recreation and come in late. And they'd have to get up early to help their father. And my dad had to go out and wake them up. Well, of course, he got the brunt of the anger and aggravation. So what he did, he got some cans and some string, and he would put water in a can or some rocks, and he'd tie these strings to those cans, and he'd have a rope, and he could pull those cans over on their beds and not go in the bunkhouse at all. They would chase him down and beat the tar out of him if they could, because he would wake them up on icy mornings with water and rocks. That was my dad.
Yeah.